Hello everyone, I am back this evening with a Just Because video. I am going to be using Christy's 30 Days of Sketches exclusive sketch today. That sketch is by the amazing Pam Nichols and it's so cute. I have two photos of my nieces. I have new pictures, new beautiful fall pictures of my sister's family and my family. And so there's going to be lots of fall pages coming. I pulled out the cherry box from, I believe this one was August's cherry box, maybe September's, but I'm pretty sure it's August. And it's the one that features Paige Evans' Bungalow Lane collection. And the Bungalow Lane collection matches the girls' dresses so perfectly. So I decided I really wanted to go ahead and use it on my page. I'm going to go through the paper pad and I'm going to pull out, I don't know, like a whole bunch of papers. So many papers because I really wanted to add a good bit of pattern to my layout today. So I have a sheet of like an off-white colored cardstock, and I'm going to use that as my base. And then I'm taking this beautiful kind of beige pattern paper, and I cut it to 11 by 11. I have to do this because I'm using paper pad, and paper pad paper is just too thin for a background, but that's okay because I really like the idea of having that pretty cream border around the outside edge of my layout. I'm going to go ahead and distress the edges. Everyone always asks me about my edge distressor. It was made by Making Memories, and it has to be at least a decade or more old. Someone did leave a comment saying they found one on eBay. So yeah, I don't know, but it's really old, and definitely Making Memories isn't in business anymore. So I'm sorry. Once I have my edges distressed, I'm going to use my vintage photo distress oxide ink to ink the edges and make them awesome. And then I have these two green patterns from the paper pad. So the sketch has what they almost look like hills across the bottom of the page. And so I'm going to actually interpret them as hills because I have this kit. This cherry box comes with a set of wood veneer pieces, and some of those wood veneer pieces are like different animals. And I thought, wouldn't it be kind of cool to tear these green papers, ink them, and layer them up, and then I'll place some of those wood veneer and animals across the bottom of the page. It does turn out super cute. So I'm really glad that I thought of doing that, because I'm not 100% sure if I ever would have used any of those wood veneer animals if it wasn't for this sketch that I'm working with today. So I'm tearing the edges on three strips of pattern paper and then inking the edges using the vintage photo. And then I'm layering them all up so that they look kind of like hills. And then I'm going to place them across the bottom of my beige pattern paper. Next, I really need to trim my photos down so there's enough dead space or empty space on this photo that I can trim them down. So I'm going to trim them down to 3.5 by 5, and then I can go ahead and mat them, and they will still fit really nice on my background paper. And then I'm going to back each of my photos with two of the corally patterns from the paper pad, so they can sit just like that. And it's perfect. I think it looks so cute. This layout turned out so sweet. Wait till you guys see it at the end. To get my background perfectly centered on my cardstock, what I'm doing is I'm taking some tear tape from Spiegel Mom Scraps. I'm going to put the tear tape around the outside edge of my pattern paper. And then I put just a tiny little bit of tape runner right in the middle. And then when I get my pattern paper onto the cardstock, I can kind of wiggle it around or even pull it up and recenter it before I take that tear tape off, because the tear tape is super sticky, but my tape runner is pretty forgiving and it can be pulled up. It doesn't dry permanently for a bead or two, so that works out really good. Now I can go ahead and I can put my photos down, and I'm going to go through all these wood veneer pieces and try to use a bunch of them up, especially the animals. I decide on a bear and a horse and a bunny because they were facing the right way. That's it. That was it. And the only other animal that faced to the right was a goat, and I don't really like goats. I shouldn't say that. Someone's going to say, goats are awesome. I'm sure they are. I don't know. I wasn't a big goat person. I love llamas though, but there's no llama wood veneer. So once I have chosen a couple wood veneers, now I'm going to take some of these ginormous flowers and layer them up underneath my photo. I always cut the flowers in half. I always cut these leaves into smaller pieces. But I'm going to go through all these leaves and add some of them, overlap some florals. I'm going to put a cluster beside my niece Anna, one beside my niece Ella, and then I'm going to tuck a couple of the flowers down behind some of the top piece, because I wanted to bring some of that corally orange color down to the bottom of my page, down behind where all that dark green is. And I thought that this would be perfect to pull it down and into the bottom of my page. So that's what I'm going to do. I decided that I really wanted to darken up these wood veneers. I felt like they were too light, first of all, and second of all, I felt like you were losing some of the detail that's on them. So I'm just taking my Dome ink blender and some of that vintage photo distress ink, and I'm just going to add some ink to them. I think that adding this ink really warms them up, and I think that it kind of goes with more of the autumnal tones that are around the rest of my page. So I'm doing the edges darker than the middle, but I'm going to go ahead and continue and add just a little bit more color to all of these cute little animals and the leaves and acorns I've chosen for my page. And now I'm going to get distracted, because I remembered that I had pulled out this paper that has all the little squares on it, and I really wanted to add the girls' ages onto this spread or this layout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab two of the little squares of pattern, and I chose some patterns that I could easily stamp on. I'm going to grab this cute little numbers stamp set from the paper person. And what I'm going to do is in the middle, I forgot to tell you that I took those squares with the patterns and I punched them into circles. I am going to put them into my Misty, and then I'm just going to stamp the age, so Anna's age and Ella's age in these pictures. And then in the middle of those numbers, I'm going to put the month that the photos were taken, which was October. And then I'm going to incorporate these circles into my page by their photos. And I am using Icing on the Cake ink from Catherine Pooler. Now it's time to get everything down. So right now everything is just kind of in their sort of spots on the layout, but I'm going to take everything off and start adhering everything down. I'm going to use Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to adhere those wood veneers, and then I'm just going to use my tape runner for everything else. I thought that once I had these wood veneers and the die cuts down on my page, that would be it, that my page would be finished. But wait, there's more, because it's me, right? And I needed that bit of sparkle or shine or confetti or something. Definitely needed that little bit of scattered goodness on my page. I also decided that I'm going to use some of these layered stickers from Bungalow Lane. I want to get some of that blue over on the in the cluster with Ella. And then I'm going to move this flower all over the page and decide that no, I don't want to use it after all. For my little bits of sparkle, I decided to go with some Nuvo drops. These are golden sunset glitter drops, but of course you could use whatever you want. You could use, I think sequins would be fabulous. I just wasn't sure about color matching, and I have been enjoying my Nuvo drops recently. I kind of go in phases with these. Like I love them, and then I'll be sick of them, and then I'll love them again. And right now I'm in a love them phase, so let's use them, right? And that's where we're going to call this layout all done. Be sure to leave me a comment below. Are you playing along with Christy's 31 days of sketches? I am playing along a couple times, or at least once a week, depending on when I have an open day on my channel that needs filled. And once I have these Nuvo drops on my page and I let them dry, we're going to call this one all done. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you will give this beautiful sketch from Pam a try. It's so pretty, and I really loved creating those little hills across the bottom of my page. That was something I've never done before, and I probably wouldn't have if it hadn't have been this sketch. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.